are you, and how far have you gone in school?
I'm 41, 10th grade.
Are you
Bro, this man said I am 41, 10th grade. He said that shit with a straight face. 41, 10th grade. Can I sign my paperwork? Well, y'all hell, boy. This man, bro. This prime example, man. Kids, y'all gotta stay in school, man. We got to stay in school, bro. You talking about, bro, 41 and did not complete high school. Bro didn't even complete the 10th grade, bro. Or he did complete the 10th grade. But that's about it. So, damn. It's like, hey, G. Woo.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
I know y'all wanna see this shit, man, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all know this. I'm reacting to this shit. Cause this shit's crazy, you feel me? But you know what I'm saying? Just stick with me, man. Vibe with me, man. Watch this shit, man. It's good content. The shit going wild out here in the field, man.
Do you understand that you are charged with the following offenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Conspiracy to violate the racketeer.
This nigga saying yes, ma'am, before she even named off charges. She said, "Do you understand that you're being charged with these such and such charges?" And was finna read them off. Bro, talking about some yes, ma'am. How you agreeing to charges you? Bro, y'all niggas out here, boy. Y'all niggas crazy, boy. Y'all niggas is crazy, bro. I don't get y'all niggas.
Influence and corrupt organizations
I
act,
don't get in no trouble,
Yes, ma'am.
bro.
as well as
This shit
possession of a firearm by a convicted felon,
Yes,
as
ma'am.
listed in count 30 of this indictment.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Do you
All these
understand
niggas
that
some
you
yes
have the
men.
right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges, and that if you plead not guilty
They
or remain
understand that
silent,
shit.
you may receive a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney, Mr. Derek Wright, about all of the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges in this indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
Any potential defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need more time to discuss this case with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with his services?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you waive a formal reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you waive any and all defects in the indictment, including any with respect to your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been arrested on these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
The state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Do you, Mr. Wright, know of any outstanding warrants that are related to these charges?
I do not.
Mr. Sledge, has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge that you are pleading guilty to
Yes,
today?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that the minimum sentence for conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act is 5 years and the maximum is 20 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that the sentence
They can get
for
a max of 20.
violation of count
Minimum
30
of
of this
5.
indictment, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, as in OCGA 1611-133,
And he
is
got caught with
15
the
years
blammy.
in prison?
He got caught with the blimmy and he a convicted felon. Your boy was supposed to go down for 15. Boy. He a convicted felon. Well, you might gave us some real good ass info. Them they suspended his 15-year sentence. Gave this man probation. My goodness. Boy.
Yes, ma'am.
This shit don't make no sense.
Do you understand that this is a negotiated plea of guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a negotiated plea of guilty. That mean that sound like bro sat down at the table and was like, all right, y'all give me this and I'll give y'all that. this for that. You know what I'm talking about? Look, this, looking at you can get with this, or you get. Let me stop playing, but look, but for real, it's not looking good, bro. What's going on, bro? These niggas just jumping off the YSL bandwagon. What going on? These niggas just tripping, man. These niggas up here. Ooh wee. My boy pleaded guilty before he even heard his charges.
Which means that the state will recommend to the court the following sentence.
Yes, ma'am.
As to count 1, 15 years to serve.
Happy Kelly here, and I'm going to show you how cool it is to use Premiere Pro to play with color.
On probation, subject to the special conditions contained in the plea agreement that I have in my hand that I will show you in just a moment. And on count 30, although you are pleading guilty, sentencing will be withheld until the completion of the initial trial of this case. After the initial trial of this case, provided defendant you have complied with the special conditions outlined in sections B, C, D, F, and I of section 3 special conditions of sentence of this plea agreement, the state agrees that the defendant shall be allowed to withdraw his guilty plea on count 30, and the state shall agree to null pros count 30. Do you understand?
We had to go look at that indictment list and see what count 30 is on Buddy and see what's going on, because she confusing me with all these numbers and shit. We gotta go back and look at the paperwork.
That the court does not have to accept that recommendation, and we will read into the record the terms of the plea agreement in a moment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that the court can sentence you to the maximum on each charge and can run those sentences consecutively or one after the other if the court does not accept that negotiated plea?
Yes, ma'am.
They zooming in on his ass, boy. 4K in the motherfucking building.
Do you understand that if you are currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on your entering a guilty plea today, but that the state is not recommending either?
This man enters a guilty plea to tell, even though he's on parole, which pleading guilty to any charge would violate his parole and cause him to go to prison. Bruh. These dudes. Bruh. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. I'm sure I heard that correct. But damn, bro, these niggas is tripping out here, boy. These boy. So you was in trouble anyway, and you still told. You still told.
Yes, ma'am.
Shit, y'all.
Do you understand that this
crazy,
plea
bro.
may be used to enhance sentencing on other convictions in this jurisdiction, as well as in other jurisdictions, including in the federal courts?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this is a guilty plea which is permanently recorded on your criminal history?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this plea involves your being placed on probation, and that if you are placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any government?
It sounds like they trying to kind of twist the narrative as if like, okay, these other niggas took pleas, but you know, he just, well, I mean, technically, no, they did the same thing. They took guilty pleas. What the fuck about that, about boy? Get back to this shit. These niggas crazy.
Mental unit or any special condition of probation without being subject to revocation for the balance of the sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you are not allowed to use or possess a firearm while on probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you are not a United States citizen, a guilty plea will affect your immigration status and will result in deportation, just like a conviction at trial would, and that this is true regardless of any advice given to you by your attorney or anyone else?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if at any time you are sentenced to confinement based on this sentence, neither the court, your attorney, nor the district attorney's office has anything to do with parole, and that in that circumstance, the Department of Corrections or Board of Pardons and Paroles.
Planning a family?
I'm trying to tell y'all, they basically telling this nigga, excuse me, because I be trying, they basically telling this nigga, look, we getting, you getting out of this by talking, but being that it is a guilty plea, understand that your parole is going to be violated. And we don't have nothing to do with that. We don't have nothing to do with them people over there at the parole office. Them people over there at the parole office got a job of their own. They do their own thing, man. That's between you, parole, and God. You, parole, and God. Parole, you, and God. You feel me? Boy, they ain't playing with these niggas, boy. They not playing with you niggas, boy. I'm finna mute it right quick. Cause look, we don't want to hear the ad. They be on that. But it's getting wicked in here. I ain't gonna lie, it's getting wicked out here in these streets. You boys better stop playing. And we're gonna skip that. We don't want to hear that. Here we go.
Are the only persons who can address parole, and that no one can guarantee parole no matter what anyone has told you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following a trial? For example, your guilty plea may affect your right to vote, your right to hold public office, your right to serve on a jury, your right to obtain a passport, your right to receive, possess, or transport a firearm, and your right or ability to obtain employment. Do you understand that these rights may be affected?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony?
So we don't want to hear about, I can't get a job, I can't find work. Because you said you understood that by you saying that you was guilty, that you weren't going to be. Hold up, bro. I try not to. Hold up, man. I try not to laugh at this type of shit, but bro, cause this real life changing right here, dog. Like, they telling you what the business is. They telling you right here, like, hey, you not finna be able to find no job, buddy. You pleaded guilty to a RICO case. They don't want you nowhere on the property. Fuck, let alone give you a job. May God bless you, brother. This shit crazy.
If you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or use a firearm in a crime, you will be guilty of another felony, which may carry a sentence of 1 to 15 years in prison.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses, by entering a plea of guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you went to trial, you would have the right to trial by jury, the right to see, hear, and confront witnesses called to testify against you, and the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are giving up the following rights: the right to a trial by jury, the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself, the right to confront witnesses against you, the right to the assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial of your case, the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence, the right to subpoena witnesses and compel the production of evidence, the right to have the charges against you proven beyond a reasonable doubt, and the right to appeal if convicted of these charges after a trial. Do you understand?
He cannot appeal the decision of the charges that he's facing. Understand what she just said. And he has to testify. Is also what she slid in. And she slid that motherfucker in there like it was a baseball player slide no fucking home base, boy. He was sliding that ass up in there, boy. I'm trying to tell you, she slid that bitch up in there, baby. Let go.
Understand that you are giving up all of these rights.
Yes, ma'am.
Understand you are giving up all of these rights. Yes, ma'am. Hell no, I need my motherfucking rights. Y'all crazy the motherfucker, bro.
I'm showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 1AS. Do you recognize the document in State's Exhibit 1AS?
He looking like, Lord, I'm ready to go smoke me a blunt. I need to get up out of this motherfucking courtroom. This bitch over here grilling me on motherfucking national TV. The fuck you want me to say, woman? I'm gonna tell you anything you want me to hear. Fuck it. It's out there now. I'm up. Come on, bro. This shit right here crazy, the motherfucker, bro. Look at how homie looking right there, look. He looking sad in the motherfucker like, bruh. Never in a million years did I think this shit was going down like this. We was on top of the world, bro. Damn it, bro. Y'all niggas should stay with y'all mouth shut, bro. This shit crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
And is that your signature on page 7 of 7 of State's Exhibit 1AS?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, actually, and Mr. Sledge, have you had an opportunity to review each?
Hold on, she said, actually, she wasn't done. Wait the hell a minute.
And every provision within State's Exhibit 1AS?
Yes, ma'am.
As reflected on State's Exhibit 1AS, the current charges that you face.
Man, this shit getting wicked, bro. She naming out charges left and right, bro. She finna name out some more charges. Let's see what the fuck she talking about.
Count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. And count 30, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon previously convicted of a felony involving the use or possession of a firearm, OCGA 16-11-133. The negotiated sentence as outlined in State's 1AS is count 1, 15 years on probation, and count 30, sentencing withheld until the completion of the initial trial of this case. After the initial trial of this case, provided defendant has complied with the special conditions outlined in section B as in boy, C as in Charlie, D as in Delta, F as in Frank, I as in Indigo of section 3 special conditions of sentence of this plea agreement, the state agrees that defendant shall be allowed to withdraw his guilty plea on count 30, and the state shall agree to null pros count 30. The special conditions of the sentence, as outlined in Section 3, are that defendant shall abide in full by each and all of the terms of this negotiated agreement. Defendant's failure to abide by any term of this agreement shall constitute a violation of the agreement. Defendant shall testify truthfully about all matters relating to this case upon which he is questioned at any trial or judicial proceeding stemming from the facts alleged in this indictment. In accordance with testifying truthfully about all matters relating to this case, defendant acknowledges that each and all of the statements contained within the defendant's factual acknowledgments section of this agreement are true. Defendant shall testify truthfully about each statement contained within defendant's factual acknowledgments and any matters related to this case when asked to do so in any proceeding related to the facts alleged in this indictment. Defendant shall possess no guns unless his right to do so is restored. Defendant shall commit no criminal acts. defendant shall submit to random drug screenings by the Department of Community Supervision and any agency designated by the court in this case. Should the defendant test positive for any Schedule 1, 2, or 3 drug, defendant shall within 30 days of said positive test undergo drug rehabilitation as designated by the court or the Department of Community Supervision and shall successfully complete said rehabilitation program. Defendant relinquishes any Fifth Amendment right related to any statement contained within defendant's factual acknowledgments contained within this plea agreement. Section 4, defendant's factual acknowledgments. Have you initialed each and all of the defendant's factual acknowledgments contained within Section 4 of this document?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that initial AS your initial?
Yes, ma'am.
The factual acknowledgments are as follows. Number 1, Young Slime Life, aka YSL, is an organization made up of 3 or more members or associates who share common identifiers that include, but are not limited to, colors, hand signals, and terminology, who have committed crimes intended to increase the notoriety, street credibility, and reputation of YSL. Number 2, defendant has been a member and or associate of YSL since 2012. Number 3, while associated with YSL and to support and express loyalty to YSL, defendant and co-defendant Demikion Garlington and Quindarius Zachary appeared in a video with another person, AS, where defendant brandished a weapon used in a drive-by shooting, and where on behalf of YSL, defendant threatened to harm a person named Kel, a rival gang member, who had begun a relationship with defendant's ex-girlfriend.
Look. Y'all get the gist. Your boy Antonio Sledge then got up in this motherfucker, man, and said, "Hey, Your Honor, I want to go home. I know information. I'm going to testify. I'm going to abide by the road. I'm going to do right. I'm going to do everything that I got to do to stay my ass out of trouble. But when it's time for that trial to pop off and you need me to come in that thing and sing the tune, I'ma have my lungs piping ready," is what my boy went up in that motherfucker and said to the cameras, you feel me? And y'all saw this shit for yourself, man. But look, again, man, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to our first episode right here on YouTube, man. Y'all now locked in with IGN, the network. We the real goated network, man. Y'all know what the business is, man. Till next time, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this shit. Is YSL over with? Is YoungThug getting out anytime soon? Do you believe that there will be any more talking going on? Let me know in the comments, and we out.
I can never leave the streets alone, cause I know I've been through way too much to where I came from. I go all the places niggas can't go. Whoa. I'm steady focused on the paper. I ain't got no time to be dirty. I been state to state, tryna run me up some fucking money. Teddy man, I pin her ass down, she my cutty buddy. I been running up